Let's move into the whole landlord and tenant conversation, because also a very hot topic these days.
Of course, yeah.
Mahmoud and I were discussing a bit earlier about evictions, and obviously we are in a
An increase and
in a I would say it's a seller's market a little bit, because certain pockets of the market there's huge demand, and there's a lot of evictions going out, right? So one of the questions that people always ask is, if I get an eviction and during that process the property is sold to someone else, do I have to still move because now my landlord is a different landlord?
Okay, a good one. So let me rephrase it to make sure I understood you correctly. So
Sure.
the owner sent an eviction letter that they want to sell the property.
Correct, yes.
And give them 12 months to evict.
To notice, correct.
And then during...
Because the new owner wants to move in, right? This is typically...
or to sell. They are trying to sell here.
Yeah.
Because you have to give a notice for a specific reason that you want to
Sure.
use the property
Sure.
for. Yeah. So if you are selling, you're going to give a notice for selling the property, and then during this notice period, which is 12 months, the owner actually finds a seller.
Yes.
A buyer, and sells the property.
Correct.
Now the tenant wants to know if they have to honor the deadline or no.
Yes.
The answer is no. The answer is no, because...
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because previously it wasn't the case.
I didn't know that.
Previously it wasn't the case. Previously you wait for the remaining period of time, and then the new owner can ask for eviction. Now it's not the case anymore. Now, as per the new rules and regulations, the notice that was served by the first owner will not stand anymore. So the new owner, the moment they take over, they will serve another notice, and they have to give them another 12 months for a tenant, then ask for eviction.
That's super interesting.
It is. It changes a lot of things, especially it affects the properties that are tenanted.
No, and that's the whole point. So many people receiving eviction notice, and they are asking these points, you know?
So if I'm buying a property and I want to use this property for my own use, for my self-use,
Sure.
and the property has a tenant, I should not really rely on the
12
notice that
months,
was sent,
on the
unless
notice,
if the
the
tenant
original.
decides to leave.
Yes,
right?
of course, yes.
But otherwise, I have to do my calculation that I'm buying this property, I still have to give a 12 months notice, then only I can ask for eviction.
Wow, that's very important information, because a lot of people rely, both the tenant gets in distress because he needs to move in, brokers viewing the properties every 5 minutes, which obviously they should allow, right? The tenant should allow
viewing,
to a certain
as
extent.
long as reasonable.
But they also should understand that if the property is sold before the expiry of the 12 months, then
another 12 months.
You're gonna actually you could ask the new landlord.
Actually, a lot of sellers, they use this eviction notice as also an interesting thing. They tell the new buyer that, look, there is an eviction.
Yes.
2 months are left, and this guy will leave. So a lot of people buy with an aim of moving. Then they
Yes,
find themselves
absolutely.
renting out. Yeah, I've heard a lot of such stories.
And in some cases, the seller, they don't know this.
Yeah.
So they're not misguiding.
Yeah.
They're actually telling them that what they think it's true, but it's not. So they say that only 2 months is left, and then you can ask for eviction, because they are not aware of this new change in the law.